Sergeant Frost, it's been brought to my attention that you have a grievance regarding our new promotion process. You've already written something up about it, but I just like to go over it and see what your thoughts are, see exactly where you're coming from regarding the problem.
We have, over the last several promotional testing, have consistently been about 18 months between testing process. Whenever there's been a unexpected opening in position they hadn't tested for, they've had a special test. On this particular testing process, we have had a battalion chief opening, but instead of doing a special test, they have decided to just retest all ranks, even though the current list is less than a year old.
Can you remind me exactly when this last test was done and how long it should be running for?
Last test finished in June of last year. It was official.
So that's 2015?
That is correct.
Okay.
So it should run until the fall of this year, roughly October timeframe. When they put out that they were going to do a new list and just test for all ranks, that was in March of also this year.
And we're doing the testing about May?
Correct.
Okay.
And sorry, I thought you were going to ask me another question. So that would make this list only about 9 months old. So my grievance is that the guys that are still currently on this list are being treated unfairly by not allowing the testing process to go as long as it normally would. They're being kind of shortchanged, so to speak. And my argument is that instead of retesting all positions, they should be just doing special testing for the one position that's open.
Okay. Well, I understand what you're saying. Kind of understand where you're coming from. What is it that you're proposing how we should handle this? Just do the one test, or do you think we should wait till the 18-month and test for everything and keeping somebody in that position until the test for everything in roughly October?
I think we should have already kind of had a plan in place where once there was a special position or position open up that we had not previously tested for, so there was nobody to fill it, they should have just had us gone ahead and done a quick special test for that position, fill the position quickly, especially since it's a battalion chief position, and then tested at the regular interval of 18 months. That way the guys that are currently on the list will have been treated fairly and consistent in basically the same time frame as all the other tests have.
Do you know of anybody else that has a problem with this testing process? Is there anybody else that feels like they aren't?
I've talked to a couple guys on the list. They all feel kind of the same thing. They're very angry. I've talked to people not on the list and said that if they were in the same situation, they would be angry. But definitely the top 2 or 3 people on this current list are not happy that they're going to have to retest.
Okay. Now, like you said, do the special testing for the battalion chief. You understand it's going to cost a little extra money. We should have had something in place before this. I understand. But being that it may, it didn't happen. So, with the person that's in the position, the battalion chief right now, do you think it would be better just to wait and test all at once and let him stay in that position?
The only problem is the person currently in that position has been showing intent to leave and retire at the end of July. So they would, in effect, have somebody else fill into that position. And that would be the only issue I could see with that, is that they'd have to have somebody else standing, it's kind of a standby or a workup mode or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Now, so we have the special testing for the battalion chief now. When we test in October, if we waited and tested for the other positions in October, should we test for battalion chief then, or should we only test for the other?
I think it's only prudent that we test for every position. That way, you know, in the last 3 to 4 years, it seems like every time we've not tested for a position, we've needed the position filled. I mean, it's not the first time this has occurred. We shouldn't be routinely testing for the same position and trying to keep that testing on a regular interval.
So can we safely say that the last 2 or 3 testing times we have not tested for every position like we should?
Correct.
So have we had to have special tests and early tests due to this fact?
They never did an early test, but they've had special tests. This is the first time instead of just doing a special test that they'll do a early test.
So this is the first time we've done an early test missing?
First, where they do all the ranks versus just doing a special test and do the regular testing as normal.
So we've had precedents that we have done a single early test and tested all further ranks after the fact.
That is correct. In fact, 2 testing processes ago, that's what happened.
Okay.
They had not tested for battalion chief, and then battalion chief stepped down, and they had to do a special testing to fill that position.
Okay. Well, as you understand, it's a little out of my control. However, I'm going to take your grievance very seriously, and I'm going to talk to the chief regarding this. And I think that you have some really great points. I think it would be very prudent for us to test for the battalion chief now as a special test.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that since this is the precedence that we have set for the 18 months, we will test at the 18-month point and test for all ranks. That way we don't have to worry about a special test. We will have somebody in place, we'll have a list in place to promote from if somebody is leave due to retirement or something else occurs and they have to be let go. I really think you've made a good point. I will, however, talk to a couple other people, see how they feel regarding this, just so we know how everybody stands. Talk to the commission, of course, talk to the chief and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.